Okay, just a few tips for those of you who are copying quizzes over from your shared Canvas courses. As you're setting them up and preparing for students to take them, make sure that you always go in and click the edit button inside your quiz, and you take a moment to look at how you've set up the details there on that first page. So it'll always be a graded quiz. Make sure that it's in the correct assignment group, and if those assignment groups don't show up, we need to go ahead and import those, and I can tell you how to do that. You'll sync to your SIS. If you are reading tests to students, you will not want to click the shuffle answers. That way all the other kids, their answers will be in different orders, and so it would be really difficult to read that to students. So if you are reading to students, please don't check that button. You can do a time limit if you want. Most people do not. If you want to allow multiple attempts, you can check this box. You can choose whether or not you keep the highest, latest, or the average. Most people choose the highest. But then you'll also need to make sure you tell it how many attempts that you want the student to be able to take. As you continue down, you can choose to let them see their quiz responses, and it'll just mark those incorrect questions. And then a lot of people do want to let them see their correct answers, but one thing you'll want to make sure of, if you're allowing them 2 attempts, you're going to want to make sure you check the only after their last attempt. Otherwise, when they take it the first time, they'll see which ones they got wrong, but then they'll also see the correct answer. So make sure that you check that box. It's very important. As we're scrolling down, make sure that you show only 1 question at a time. It just makes it easier when they're working on the iPads. And then as we scroll down, you need to make sure you assign it to the correct group. I can see where everybody would want to say, oh, everyone, but you want to make sure that you're assigning it to the correct class. So if I teach multiple classes and I'm in, K through 5, I'll want to pick the class that I need to do. So if you don't see it showing up right away, like we're going to put this one in literature, you can type in the actual class and it will come up, and it will just assign it to that group inside of PowerSchool. So you think about all the different sections you have in PowerSchool, that's what you would want to assign that to when you're in Canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and choose literature. You're going to want to give it a due date. You can give it a few weeks out if you want to. That doesn't hurt anything, especially if you give them 2 attempts. Once those 2 attempts are over, it's done. And then pick when it's available from. So we're giving the test today, so I'll pick today. And then I will leave it open until the following week. So that way that remains open. And your due date and your until date need to be one and of the same. When I'm done, go ahead and click Save at the bottom. It's going to say, warning, you didn't assign it to language arts or math or science or penmanship, but that's okay because you don't want this grade to go into those sections inside of PowerSchool. Go ahead and click Continue, and then your students are ready to take your test. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know.